All right, thanks Betsy. Good morning everybody. Welcome to Berkeley campus. How many of you in the room here are from Berkeley? Just to get how many are not from Berkeley? Okay, minority not from Berkeley. And one lady from University of Exeter in the UK. Actually, I went to University of Exeter, which is hence the connection with myself and that connection. Okay, so what we're talking about today is unlocking operational efficiencies, but it's quite a focus on something called shared services, which has been a subject that's been around for quite a while. It's been around for 20 or 25 years. So we're going to go through a number of different sessions. The first session this morning is an interview with Sam Steinhardt, who I'll ask to come up in a second, who's going to be talking about university IT shared services. And then we're going to be talking, myself and Chaz Moore from Chazey Partners, who sat at the front here, we're going to be giving a session on some of the trends and best practices and definitions around shared services. I've been in this shared services space for quite a long time. I'm actually a former CFO and controller by trade, if you want to put it that way. That's a big background on myself. I was the, for those of you that remember, 3Com Corporation. Who remembers 3Com Corporation? It's headquartered in Santa Clara. I was the controller for 3Com. So I was the controller. We went through the Palm spin-off. Do you remember that? When Palm was second in value to Chevron for about 5 minutes. Literally. And then we went through the crazy dot-com bust in 2000, which was a mad time to be a corporate controller. It was the one time actually people actually said to me, "Oh yeah, you're the corporate controller. What's going on? Is everything okay?" You know, that sort of thing was being asked of me at that time. Anyway, so I was the controller at 3Com. I loved working for 3Com, 5 years, based in Santa Clara. But you can probably tell by my accent, I'm not from these parts. I'm from the UK originally. Went back to England in 2003, and I was a CFO of one of the Sendent business units. Sendent was a conglomerate that owned Avis and Budget, Rent-A-Car, Orbitz.com, Galileo Worldspan, ebookers.com, so travel business. And I was the CFO of the international travel business. So I have a very operational, practical background. And as part of my role, I'm getting to the point now, as part of my role, shared services became one of the tools that I used in my organizations to help deliver back office efficiency and quality, both of them, and control. We'll come back to that, all three. So that's where I came across this thing called shared services. It wasn't something I was born with or studied in college. It was something that became part of my job. And then 10 years ago, I thought, actually, I quite like this shared services thing. It's got a huge amount of value. I like presenting at conferences. I've been presenting at conferences since 1998, which is a bit scary because to me that feels like just yesterday. But when you actually think about 1998, that's actually quite a long time ago now. So I've been presenting at conferences and talking about this subject. I've written a bunch of stuff on it. So I formed Chazey Partners 10 years ago as a consulting firm. So that's a bit of background on me and a bit on shared services. So just to give some context. So Chaz and myself will do that, and Chaz will then do an interview, one final session with the University of Washington, with Heidi from the University of Washington, and then we'll have a networking break, and for those of you that can stay, there's a lunch as well afterwards. And the networking is really important because actually it's where you get to have a chat and share best practice and ideas. So we're doing that. I'd also like to thank Bloomberg BNA for being a partner with us. As Betsy mentioned, this is the third in our series. We did one in Washington, D.C. I think it was October or November. And then we did one in Santa Monica in December. And this is the third of the event. And actually, we also did a webinar with Bloomberg, for those of you that are interested, last week with Tom Andriola, who some of you will know, who's the CIO of the University of California. So he was talking about shared services in IT across the University of California and some of the bottoms-up and tops-down approaches to developing shared services at the University of California. So with that, we'll get started. I'll come back to a little bit more about experience in universities later, but I don't want to take up any more time from Sam. So Sam, would you please like to come up?